Look at your phone right now. How many times have you checked it today? 10 times, 20, 50? The average person checks their phone 96 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes. Now let me ask you something more important. What happened to that big dream of yours? You know the one. That business you wanted to start, that book you wanted to write, that skill you wanted to master, that body you wanted to build. It's still just a dream, isn't it? And here's the uncomfortable truth no one is telling you. It's still just a dream because you're addicted to distraction, and that addiction is quietly killing every meaningful goal you've ever set for yourself. This isn't about making you feel guilty. This is about waking you up before another year passes with your potential still untapped, your goals still unachieved, and your deepest aspirations still just fantasy. By the end of this video, you'll understand the invisible forces that have hijacked your focus, the real cost of this addiction that's far greater than you realize, and the exact system to reclaim your attention and finally achieve what you're truly capable of. Your future self is begging you to pay attention to every word of what I'm about to share. Let's start with a reality check. Distraction isn't just a minor annoyance. It's a full-blown epidemic that's rewiring your brain, sabotaging your productivity, and quietly stealing your life's most precious asset, your focused attention. Think about what happened the last time you sat down to work on something important. Within minutes, you probably felt that familiar itch to check your phone, scroll through social media, or open another browser tab. That wasn't an accident. That was your addiction calling. Scientists at Harvard have confirmed what you already feel. This constant state of fractured attention is literally changing your neurochemistry. Every notification, every scroll, every quick check delivers a tiny hit of dopamine, the same neurotransmitter triggered by drugs, gambling, and sex. Your brain has been hijacked by an invisible force, engineered by thousands of the world's smartest minds. The average social media platform employs hundreds of psychologists and engineers whose entire job is to keep you scrolling just 1 minute longer, to make you click just one more link, to ensure you open their app just one more time today. You're not fighting against your own weak willpower. You're fighting against a $500 billion industry dedicated to stealing your attention and selling it to the highest bidder. And it's working. Studies show the average person now has an attention span of just 8 seconds. That's less than a goldfish. But it's not just your ability to focus that's being destroyed. It's your ability to achieve anything meaningful in your life. Let me show you the true cost of this addiction that goes far beyond wasted time. The first casualty is your deep work capacity, your ability to solve complex problems and create valuable output. Research from Cal Newport at Georgetown University has shown that it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully refocus after a distraction. That means your 2-minute social media check isn't just 2 minutes lost. It's potentially 25 minutes of diminished cognitive function. Now multiply that by the dozens of times you interrupt yourself daily. That's why you feel busy all day but accomplish so little. You're not working for 8 hours. You're working for 20-30-minute fragments, separated by recovery periods of diminished brain function. The second casualty is even more severe, your creativity and original thinking. When was the last time you had a genuinely original idea? Not something you read or heard, but a connection your own mind created during uninterrupted thought. Neuroscience has shown that breakthrough insights happen during states of sustained attention and mind-wandering, precisely the mental states that constant digital interruptions make impossible. Your addiction to distraction isn't just making you less productive. It's making you less intelligent, less creative, and less capable of the innovative thinking that leads to success in today's economy. But perhaps the most devastating cost is what psychologists call cognitive downgrading. The permanent reduction in your capacity for deep focus, nuanced thinking, and emotional regulation. Brain scans of heavy digital users show alarming similarities to the brains of people with substance addictions, including reduced gray matter in regions responsible for planning, prioritizing, and impulse control. You're not just wasting time, you're literally degrading the tool you need to achieve your dreams, your mind. And the personal cost is equally devastating. Think about the last time you were with someone you care about. Were you fully present, or was part of your attention constantly being pulled toward a screen? How many precious moments with your children, your partner, or your friends have been diluted by divided attention? A long-term study from Harvard showed that the quality of our relationships is the single strongest predictor of happiness and longevity, stronger than wealth, fame, or health habits. Yet we sacrifice deep connection for shallow distraction every day without even realizing it. Now, before you spiral into despair, understand this: your situation is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix. And unlike many other addictions, this one can be overcome with the right system. Let me share the 3-phase recovery protocol that has helped thousands of my clients break free from distraction addiction and achieve more in 3 months than they did in the previous 3 years. Phase 1 is what I call the digital detox reset. This isn't about permanently abandoning technology. It's about breaking the neurochemical dependency that's been established in your brain. For 1 week, you need to create significant separation between yourself and your primary sources of distraction. This means turning off all non-essential notifications permanently. It means removing social media apps from your phone. It means setting up physical distance between yourself and your devices during focused work periods. The first 48 hours will be uncomfortable. You'll feel phantom vibrations. You'll reach for your phone dozens of times without thinking. You'll experience legitimate withdrawal symptoms, including irritability, anxiety, and difficulty concentrating. By day 3, something remarkable happens. Your brain begins to remember how to sustain attention. You'll notice colors seem more vivid. Conversations become more engaging. Ideas start flowing again. This isn't hippie nonsense. It's your brain chemistry rebalancing after being in an artificially overstimulated state for years. Phase 2 is attention architecture. Deliberately designing your environment, technology, and schedule to support focus rather than fracture it. This starts with your physical space. Remove visual triggers that prompt distraction. Create dedicated environments for different types of thinking. Even something as simple as a different chair for deep work versus casual browsing can create powerful psychological boundaries. Next comes your digital architecture. Use technology to protect yourself from technology. Tools like Freedom, Focus Mode, and Rescue Time create force field-like protection around your attention. Website blockers, app timers, and autoresponders become the guardrails that keep you on the path of focus. Time architecture is equally crucial. Implement what I call attention budgeting, proactively allocating your focus like the precious resource it is. Use techniques like time blocking to pre-commit your attention before distraction can steal it. The key insight: what gets scheduled gets done. What doesn't get stolen by distraction. Finally, phase 3 is deep work integration. Systematically rebuilding your capacity for sustained, valuable concentration. Start with focus interval training. Like building a muscle, attention span responds to progressive overload. Begin with just 25 minutes of completely uninterrupted work, then gradually extend to 55, 85, and eventually 2-hour deep work blocks. Complement this with strategic recovery periods. The research is clear. Optimal performance doesn't come from working longer. It comes from alternating between intense focus and complete recovery. Build deliberate rest periods into your day where you fully disconnect from both work and digital distraction. Then implement what I call attention triggers, environmental and behavioral cues that signal to your brain it's time for deep focus. This might be a specific soundtrack, a particular ritual, or even a physical object that anchors you to present moment concentration. This system works because it addresses both sides of the equation, reducing the forces pulling your attention away while strengthening your internal capacity to direct and sustain focus. But let me be completely transparent. This isn't easy. The forces working against your focus are incredibly powerful. They've spent billions perfecting the art of distraction. The withdrawal will be uncomfortable. There will be days when you fail. Your brain will rationalize returning to old patterns with remarkable creativity. That's why you need something more powerful than just techniques. You need a compelling reason why. Think deeply about what your distraction addiction has already cost you. The opportunities missed, the goals abandoned, the relationships diminished, the potential unfulfilled. Now imagine what you could achieve with just 3 hours of deep, focused work every day for the next year. That's over 1,000 hours of concentrated effort directed at your most important goals. What could you create? What problems could you solve? What skills could you master? What business could you build? What body could you transform? This isn't hypothetical. I've seen clients write books in 3 months after struggling for years. I've watched entrepreneurs double their income while working fewer hours. I've witnessed people transform their bodies after multiple failed attempts, all by addressing the root cause of their previous failures, their inability to focus consistently on what matters most. The difference between where you are and where you want to be isn't knowledge, talent, or opportunity. It's sustained, disciplined attention directed at your most important goals. But there's an even more profound benefit beyond achievement. When you break free from distraction addiction, you reclaim your experience of being alive. Think about your most vivid, meaningful memories. I guarantee they happened when you were fully present, not half-focused on a screen. By reclaiming your attention, you're reclaiming your capacity to fully experience your own life as it happens. This journey of attention reclamation isn't just about productivity. It's about becoming a person who lives deliberately rather than reactively. It's about becoming someone who creates rather than just consumes. It's about becoming the architect of your life rather than a prisoner to algorithms designed to profit from your diverted attention. So, where do you start? Today, right after this video, I want you to do something radical. Schedule a 24-hour period within the next week where you'll completely disconnect from all optional technology. No social media, no news sites, no YouTube, no Netflix. Tell the important people in your life that you'll be unavailable. Put your phone in a drawer in another room. Then notice everything that happens. Notice the urges to check. Notice the excuses your mind generates. Notice the subtle anxiety. Notice how many times you reach for devices without conscious intent. This awareness is the first crack in the foundation of your distraction addiction. During this 24-hour reset, ask yourself these 3 questions. What activities once deeply engaged me that I've gradually abandoned? What goals have I set and reset multiple times without making real progress? If I had an extra 3 hours of focused attention every day, what would become possible in my life? The answers will fuel your motivation for the harder work ahead. Remember, your attention is the most valuable currency you possess. It's the raw material from which you build your career, your relationships, your health, and your happiness. Yet you've been manipulated into giving it away for almost nothing in return. A few likes, some fleeting entertainment, the illusion of connection. It's time to reclaim what's yours. It's time to break free from the addiction that's been silently killing your dreams. The path forward isn't easy, but I promise you this. On the other side of distraction addiction is a life of purpose, presence, and the deep satisfaction that comes from actually becoming the person you've always known you could be. If you're ready to break free and reclaim your focus, comment "I'm reclaiming my attention" below. Then subscribe to this channel for next week's video, where I'll share the exact morning routine that protects your focus for the entire day. Your addiction to distraction has stolen enough of your potential. Don't let it steal another day.